to Grahamstown. It is so good to have you with us still. So isn't it nice when you say goodbye, but you're actually still sticking around? So I thought so. We're with you until 8:30 this morning. A bit of an incorrect timing there. So happy that we've still got a little bit more time to give you some wonderful joys coming from the National Arts Festival here in Grahamstown. Now, let me tell you, we opened up the program with this fantastic songbird. I had her voice in my ear from the early hours of this morning, and I couldn't have thought of a better way to start my day, I have to tell you. Her name is Nombasa. She is an Afro Soul singer, songwriter with a unique sound that consists of a Xhosa accent fused in modern Afro Soul. And the good news is, she's right here from Grahamstown. What a pleasure. I'm so glad we're chatting now. Good to have you on Morning Live.
Thanks for having me, Leah.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. I mean, waking up and singing at that early hour of the morning is never nice. It really isn't. But you did such a great job. And I mean, how long have you been singing for? When did it start for you?
I mean, I've been singing since I was very young, like 6. I think my grandmother really was the one who ignited the passion in me. But I really started to answer the call. Being chased by the music bug, I answered the call to music about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
that's when only 2 years ago?
Yeah, I started writing songs in 2010. So, and then I felt the need to actually pursue music on a full-time basis 2 years ago.
Okay. I mean, that's I suppose a short time ago for somebody who's got such a lovely voice. But I mean, obviously, it's now taking it and getting it to reach out there to the rest of the people. But were you always singing since you were a little kid? Was it something you loved?
I would always be involved in choirs, school choirs, choir competitions, in a cappella groups as well. And then when I started writing songs, I was involved in like church bands and stuff. And then I started to realize that my music is not just in the church setting, but it's actually also kind of circular, so to speak.
Yeah. In terms of growing up here in Grahamstown, what was that like for you? I mean, I know you've got the university here, and you've got this wonderful festival. Obviously, it's a once a year thing. Obviously, it doesn't happen all the time. But did it help you at all breaking into the industry, being surrounded by a lot of arts, particularly during this festival?
I mean, yeah, as you said, I grew up in Grahamstown, but it felt normal. It's a small town, very nice, intimate town. But I think what really opened my mind to music was being in East London. I was in East London for close to 6 years. That's actually when I started realizing that actually I want to pursue music, and I actually also want to take it to Grahamstown. I want to kickstart my career in Grahamstown. So it was normal growing in Grahamstown, but being in East London really opened my mind into the arts.
Yeah. Now, being a part of this festival, is it the first time you've performed?
Yeah, it's the first time being involved in the Fringe program. Okay. So I've had 2 shows already, and I'm having shows in the next 3 days. Wow. So it's amazing. It's actually thrilling. I was also part of the opening on the 29th. Oh, wow. It's been thrilling. It's been a nice experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it has been, because you've got the right people gathered at the right place at the right time who make the right decisions, hopefully, in terms of your future. Let's talk about your future. I mean, what are you hoping? Where's your ultimate? I mean, what is your hopes and dreams for your music?
In the next 2 months, we want to have an EP recorded with 4 tracks. That's obviously the short-term goal. After that, I actually really want to travel the Eastern Cape, introducing my sound as well, a bit of Joburg and other cities like Cape Town, etc. And then hopefully next year in January, start recording an album. And then traveling the world. Yeah, I love it. That's
the next year. That's the big one. We'll take on South Africa, and then we'll take on the world. Your music, what does it speak to? I mean, with your lyrics, what do you really focus in on?
It's a lot involved. It's personal as well as addressing societal issues. When I say personal, like things I've gone through as a child and into my adulthood. I know the song I have, one of the songs I have is it's entitled Kuteni Ngachongo. It's addressing fatherlessness. I feel like that's my passion, just because South African society, I think the world at large, we struggle with father issues, and it's addressing that because I grew up without a father. So it's addressing that issue, almost provoking men to stand up in the society, and also just societal issues. I'm very passionate about nations, so some of the songs, most of them, speak about the beauty of nations, etc.
Yeah. It's really, really beautiful. I mean, I'm hoping that you get a lot more opportunities here in Grahamstown. As you say, you're at you're on the fringe side, and that's the fringe program that, of course, is happening, and it's open to the public to participate in, and you're one of them. Is it working for you though? I mean, do you find that aspect of this festival is a really, really good aspect?
It's very good, especially when you're a new artist. You're not much known. It sets platforms because I mean it's quite intimate performances, but you actually, in those circles, you get to make connections, and people get to know you, so that when you record stuff, you've got people. In terms of like launching an EP, I know that I will have an audience because I'm keeping in touch with people. Yeah. So it's a great platform.
Awesome. Listen, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you just go from strength to strength. Let this be the beginning of many, many things to come. And what I also love is you've got such a lovely young team behind you. You've got your manager who's with you. You've got a lot of your is it your band? Is it a lot of the band guys with you?
Part of the band. We usually a 5 to 6 piece band, but because it was also like just an intimate session, we decided to just pick the two. So we've got a band, good team, great guys behind me, 100%. They're so awesome.
I'm so happy. Well, we're going to be hearing from you. You're going to be playing us out again this morning. So if you missed the opening of the program, well, you better not miss the closing of the program, because we're going to have Nombasa playing us out once again on this edition of Morning Live, this very special National Arts Festival edition, coming to you live from Grahamstown. All right, let's go back to the